All right, so this is one of those ones where they give us 2 points. So there's a process to this. We basically need to do two things. We need a slope and a y-intercept. And I'm going to find the slope first. All right, there's several ways to do this. The way that I showed you, I stole this from a student. I'm sure I told you that several times, but it just really clicks for me and it works really nicely for my students. But if this way of finding slope isn't working well for you, let me know. They've got some other methods I can show you. X and Y, we're going to figure out how much X is changing and how much Y is changing. So my X is going from 2 to -3. It's going down by 5. And my Y is going from 11 to -9. It's going down by 20. Remember, when we find our slope, it's change in Y over change in X. So I just need to put those two numbers into a fraction, make sure I get the right one on the top. Guys, remember it's rise over run, correct? Rise rhymes with Y's. Rise goes on the top, Y's goes on the top. So my Y value was -20, my X change was -5. And that does simplify. -20 divided by -5 is +4. So I've got my M value. Next thing I want to do is choose one of these 2 points because I'm going to need an X and a Y value. Did you guys choose the first one or the second one? You went with the first one because of the positive numbers, right? Avoid the negatives because we all know that it's easy to make mistakes with negatives, right? We've all done that before. So if we can avoid negative numbers, let's do it. So I'm going to use this 2 for the X and this 11 for the Y. So my equation is Y equals mx plus b, but I have some numbers that I can use for m and x and y. So I'm going to rewrite my equation, but I'll just leave space for m and x and y. So let's see here. Y was 11, m was 4, and x was 2. So we've got that equation. Y equals 4 times 2 plus b. And we can solve that. Once we solve it, we'll know what b is, and that's our y-intercept. That's our missing piece. 11 equals 4 times 2 is 8. And we can do one quick step of algebra to get b by itself here. I want to get rid of this 8, so we'll go -8 on both sides. Gives us a 3 and a b. So we got b. We got b, we got m. We're ready to write our equation. Remember, when you write your final equation, we don't want to use numbers for x and y. We're going to use the variables x and y. Okay. So the final equation should have an x and a y in it. Y equals m, which was 4, x plus b, which was 3. So y equals 4x plus 3 would be our final answer. I like some arrows to kind of remind me where those came from. Any questions on our warm-up problem? So you will see one problem on your test, very, very similar to that. Let's talk a bit about the test, and then we'll get you guys working on some review.